What's happening? All right, you guys. So I gotta be considerate to the people who are watching this back. So I'm gonna get right into the topic today. Today's topic is nutrition and more specifically macronutrients. I'm gonna get deep into this and I want to help you guys figure this out once and for all. I appreciate, by the way, all the comments, everything that you guys are putting down there. I'll hit you up. I'm gonna do Q&A when I finish teaching this, and I will give you guys love, shout you out, answer all your questions if you stick around to the end. But for right now, I'm gonna go right into the meat and potatoes of this tutorial. So, it's Macro March. There's a reason why we picked macronutrients to be the theme this month. We see that a lot of people are crushing their jump rope workouts. They're getting them in, they're doing the thing, they're involved in our challenge, and of course they're doing 5 workouts a week. And that is plenty. You don't have to do more than 5 workouts a week, 30 minutes per day to get results. But it doesn't matter how much you work out if you're not doing your nutrition properly, if you're not eating the right amount of food for your body, okay? It's one thing to work out every day. It's a whole nother thing to be consistent with nutrition. So I understand that this is difficult for some of you and it's gonna be a process, but I want to at least share how simple it can be, and then over time you will just learn the principles of this and be able to practice in your own life. So without further ado, I want to talk about what macronutrients are. What are calories and macronutrients? So our bodies need calories to survive, right? Calories are energy. So our bodies are powered by calories. These calories come from different nutrient sources, and we've just broken them up into 3 main ones. The 4th one technically is alcohol. A little Tecate there for you. A little Tecate Tuesday. Sorry. So the 4th one, don't really worry about it. It's alcohol, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But for the most part, you're gonna get most of your food and your nutrients that you need for your body for daily functioning through protein, carbohydrates, and fats. So I just wanted to familiarize you guys. You guys know what these things are, and I'm sorry if this is like very beginner, entry level for some of you. I'm gonna gradually go through this and get more complex about helping you guys figure this out, but I wanna start with the basic principles. So, things like fruits, vegetables, tomatoes, bananas, plantains, apples, brown rice, bread, things like that, those are all carbohydrates, okay? Carbohydrates are extremely important. All 3 of the macronutrients I'm going to talk about are extremely important, and I'm going to explain why each one is very beneficial for your body. First of all, carbohydrates are our #1 energy source. So anyone who says to you, cut out all carbs, like, I understand that keto is something that's trending right now, but there's a reason why these different macronutrients exist, right? We shouldn't cut a whole food group completely out of our diet. Like, these are nutrients we need to live. So carbohydrates are used mostly for our main source of energy. So thinking, being active, of course, jumping rope, exercise, just living your life, right? That's where we get most of our energy from. Secondary source of energy is going to be things like peanut butter, so healthy fats, almonds, olive oil. Of course, there's always the naughty versions of all these foods, and we'll talk about those later, like the more processed and less healthy ones. But I just want to give you some examples to have a frame of reference. So we got fats, right? Fats are incredible. They're our 2nd main source of energy, and we use them to just build our body tissue. So specifically our brain. Our brain needs healthy fats to function. Basically, fats are just as necessary as every other macronutrient is what I'm getting at. So carbohydrates, fats, and protein, all 3 of these necessary for you to live a healthy life, reach your fitness goals, and do it in a sustainable way. So fats are great. The 3rd one, mostly protein, so things like steak, and if you're vegan, then you get your protein from other sources, but this is like, I'm just saying strictly, of course we got the things like protein cookies, our friends over at Lenny and Larry's. And each one of these different types of foods all have carbohydrates, fats, and protein in them. It's just that the ones that I'm pointing out in general, they're a type of food that is generally mostly protein, right? Because when you look at something like peanut butter, of course peanut butter does have protein, it does have fat, and it does have carbohydrates, but most of the calories from this food are coming from fat. So that's why we put it in this kind of like fat bucket, right? So I guess best way to explain this is there's like 3 buckets, you know? You got calories all together. Sorry, my handwriting is terrible. Hopefully you can read it. Calories broken down into carbs, fats, protein. All right, so that's the breakdown. Now, does that make sense? I gotta ask. I'm gonna stop for a moment. I'm gonna look at a few comments and just make sure that I haven't lost anyone and this is still helpful. Figuring out how to turn on. Where are the chats? There it is. Okay, fruit, vegetables, and fruits all day. Okay, yeah. You guys, we all good? Very strange situation. Meets the info. Diet for skinny. All right, cool. Well, sounds like you guys are rolling along. All right. So I understand that a lot of people like treat nutrition like it's a religion. They get really emotional about it. None of this stuff should be emotional, right? Like what I just explained, it's not emotional. It's not like something that you need to attach your identity to. It's like we need calories to survive. These are the breakdown of the calories, right? For the most part, carbohydrates, fats, and protein. They're all great, they're all necessary. And the last one, I didn't tell you the benefits of protein. Protein is like the building blocks of cells in your body. So yeah, you get the gains from drinking protein or eating protein, but you also just you build cells with protein as well. So like all your body needs proteins to create your body tissue in general, all right? So all 3 of these are very, very important. Now, here's where a lot of people get confused, right? How do we decide how many calories to eat total and what type of carbs, fats, and proteins we should be eating? I get it. This is probably the number one thing that you're worried about. And the answer is actually incredibly simple. Stop worrying about exactly what you should be eating, okay? Food quality is important, but I would say get 70% of your diet from whole foods, like real foods, right? So like bananas, tomatoes, things that actually grow out of the earth. And then, you know, if you eat meat, then eat meat and not like meat on top of a pizza with bread, right? Like you can eat that stuff 30% of the time, but like for the most part, eat whole foods, real food. If you do that, you don't have to worry about different foods being evil and being like, I'm gonna cut out French fries completely. You don't have to cut out French fries completely. French fries are potatoes, but yeah, they have some, you know, probably not the best oil on them usually. So we don't eat them all the time, but it goes into that 30% of food that we do eat. So I say the 70-30 rule is very important. This is real. I'm just gonna put real. You know what I'm saying. And over here we got maybe more. I'm just gonna put BS. You know, some BS food. Your body takes it in. It's like, this is bullshit. I don't want this. But you know, it's fun to eat donuts and stuff like that. So we have to allow for ourselves to also enjoy our lives. But it's not, you know. All right, moving on. So now that we know what to eat specifically, let's talk about like how much to eat. Because at the end of the day, if you're worried about getting lean, losing body fat, or building muscle, the most important thing when it comes to those things specifically is how much you're eating. So you guys need to go to our website right now and you need to go check out our calorie calculator. So you can actually find it by searching. Let's see, what's the best option here? Jump Rope Dudes. Sorry guys. If you are in our challenge, obviously you've been linked to our calculator before, but if you just go to our site and you go to, you Google Jump Rope Dudes macro calculator, you're gonna find it. All right. Sorry guys, should have had this set up already. My bad. bro dude slash macro. Bear with me, guys. Appreciate your patience here while I figure out how to find my own calculator. Weird. Seems like it's become a hidden page. Interesting. All right. Well, we're gonna have to do something different. Everyone, do this along with me, because looks like our calculator is down right now. If it is, then we have to just use a different calculator. Yeah, all right. So let's do this. Enter calorie calculator into Google. Let's do the Saint Gior. So enter calorie calculator Saint Gior. Mifflin Saint Gior. Here we go. So most of these calculators all work very similarly. All right, so let's all get on the same page here. All right, let's just go to this. It's called the tdeecalculator.net. And go ahead and enter your age, your weight, your height, how much you exercise per week. If you're doing our jump rope workouts 5 times a week, then I would say that's still generally moderate. It's pretty moderate. And you can calculate it. It's going to give you a total amount of calories. For maintenance, weird. Hold up, guys. All right. This one's actually not very helpful because it doesn't tell us how much we need to eat to lose weight or gain muscle. I'm going to go into our, actually I know how to get to our nutrition calculator. You guys, I just got to track this down. Apologize. This is the thing about live, you know? Can't just cut the video. You guys gotta chill here with me as I figure this out. Internet's pretty slow. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I think I have to go into the other room to get some better Wi-Fi real quick. You guys, stay tuned. All right, you guys. Sorry about that. So I got the calculator up here, and hopefully, if you're in the challenge, you'll be able to get to here too. The URL is jumpropedudes.com/jump-rope-dudes-calculator. So I'll let you get here with me. jumpropedudes.com/jump-rope-dudes-calculator. All right, so let's go through this together. First things first. Age, gender, weight, you can do kilos or pounds, height, inches or centimeters, and then light activity, that's like, basically if you're exercising, less than 3 times a week, I would say it's light. Sedentary is like not exercising at all. Moderate is like 3 to 5, and then I'd say like 5 to 7 is high. So I'm working out usually 5 to 7 a week. So I'm gonna put high activity for me, and then whatever your goal is, whether you want to lose weight, maintain, or gain. And you can just, this is kind of a subjective thing for you, whether you're ectomorph, mesomorph, or endomorph. So just think about your body type. I'm more of like a naturally thin guy, I think. I'm like an ectomorph. Some of you, the real natural athletes, people who've always just kind of had like natural muscle tone, probably mesomorph. Endomorph is like people who are just naturally thicker. So I'm gonna put ectomorph, calculate calories, and then I have these basically breakdown of what I should be eating every day. So I got the calories, 2,841 for my goal. If I'm gonna be losing weight, my carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So you guys see that? Now, probably wondering, what do I do once I have these calorie and macronutrient numbers? You put them into an app like MyFitnessPal. There's a lot of them out there, but we just use MyFitnessPal. It's one that we're familiar with. If you have one that you're already using and you like, go ahead and use that one. But put the numbers from this calculator into MyFitnessPal. And then every day, you're gonna look at it, and it's gonna tell you exactly how much food you have to eat of calories, and protein, fat, and carbs. So basically, every time you're thinking about eating something, you just look at the package, look at the name of it, you're like, all right, I got some grape tomatoes here. You enter that into MyFitnessPal as a food, you put the portion that you ate, and then it's like a game. You're trying to get to your goal macronutrient and calorie number every day. And the closer you can get to this number, the better it's gonna be. Because it's not helpful to eat 1,000 calories less than what your goal is, because your body's gonna go into survival mode and it's gonna start storing a bunch of fat. You wanna get as close. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be on the gram or on the exactly calorie, but get as close as you can, because if you're not consistently overeating, you're eating too much, or if you're consistently under-eating by a lot, most people aren't under-eating. Most people's issue is that they're overeating. So, like, I'm just telling you, if you're someone who like is super anxious about food and has had food issues before, I just want you to understand that like you're not helping yourself at all by under eating massively. And of course, everyone knows that you're not helping yourself when you're overeating consistently, because what you do when you're overeating, you're in a calorie surplus, your body just has more nutrients than it needs. So it spills over, and a lot of times it turns into fat. And that's how fat gain happens. And so when you want to go backwards and you like calculate your calories for weight loss, what you do is you consistently are eating just a little bit less than what your body needs to maintain that level of body composition you have at that time, that fat. And when you do that consistently, you slowly lose that fat because your body is just functioning on like what you're giving it. So the body is a science equation, and we're trying to consistently get this right by eating the right amount of food for our body, because you have to understand your body composition is completely different than someone else's. Even if you guys are the same height and you're like similar builds, like different people have different genetics. And so for each person, you have to go through that experience yourself of, okay, what am I eating consistently? And you have to just play with it a little bit. Like if you're seeing that you're having trouble losing weight, like you might like move your calories down a little bit and eat a couple hundred calories less. Try that out for a couple weeks, and if you see it start to work, you're like, okay, maybe this is my new baseline, because maybe this is, as you lose weight, you need less calories to substantiate the body composition that you currently have. So over time, this stuff will become easier. It's just about practice. It's about becoming aware of what's going on in your body every day, eating your meals, and seeing exactly how much you're eating, because most people have no idea what goes in their body really. They just they eat whenever there's a meal time or whenever they just feel hungry, and they don't know what that total food intake looks like. So you gotta track it, so you have that awareness, and then you gotta try your best to hit those numbers every day. That's basically what I wanted to teach today. I'll open this up to Q&A, and hopefully we can learn some other stuff. All right, this is how important I find this, that it's 2 a.m. in Sweden. Nice. Thank you so much for tuning in. Where did your personal Instagram go? So I actually changed my personal Instagram to Zen Master app. It's also linked in our Jump Rope Dudes profile. Does jump rope help with swimming? It can help with endurance. I could see that for sure. Jump rope is just good for endurance. So if you're doing longer swimming races, probably can help. Everyone else, yeah. Nathan, I probably pooped my pants like, I don't know, couple years ago. You're welcome, Gino. Thank you, Sonia. What's up? Papa Joe here. What's up, brother? The calculator site worked fine for me. Awesome, Miki. How should you break your fast when you're doing 16/8 intermittent fasting? Okay. So I think Dan's going to talk a little bit about intermittent fasting in the next live, but you can break it however you want. Like the only rules if you're going to practice intermittent fasting is that you're not eating for 16 hours and you are eating for 8 hours. So it's just about your preference. For me, if I'm doing intermittent fasting, then I usually break my fast with fruit, just because it's not something super heavy, so I can kind of ease my body into eating throughout the day. But you got to find what works best for you. Thank you. Appreciate the love on the personal Instagram. All right. My experience in JRD Nutrition has done all the hard work. I just follow it. Sweet. Awesome, Joe. Love to hear that. My favorite fighter, Caleb? My favorite fighter right now, I think Lomachenko. Like big guys like me can't move like that, so I just think it's amazing what he's able to do. His footwork is just incredible. Can you repeat the name of the app for counting calories? Oh, MyFitnessPal. Yes, MyFitnessPal. Okay. Find a passion. Can you explain what PCOS is in PCOD? Percentage. I don't know what PCO and PCOD is. How is it important to eat all 3 meals each day? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Diana, great question. It's not. It's as important as you think it is. Like if you're someone who really likes to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you want to space out your meals, then go ahead and do that. But you don't have to. It's not religion. It's not dogma. You know, like it's not something that you like. Basically, what I just explained, if you watched it live, is that we have this total amount of calories that we're gonna eat every day, and you can space them out however you want. Some people like us, we oftentimes do something similar to, we don't quite intermittent fast as much anymore, but what we do is we just space out our meals. So we eat a little bit of fruit in the middle of the day and something light, and then we just eat a big dinner, and that's what we enjoy doing. But whatever you like is cool. It's just about your total food intake. You'd like to gain weight in a proper way. Okay, eat in a calorie surplus and try to eat mostly real foods. So if you watch this live back, or if you've been here, I explained how to calculate your calories and macronutrients, calculate it for a surplus, and hit those weights, baby. Thank you, Nassim. Appreciate that. You know what? Yeah, not intermittent fasting isn't great for everyone. Like John said, he has a diabetic situation, and for sure, I think I have a thyroid disorder, and I think that it's probably not the best thing for me to do intermittent fasting all the time. So you gotta try this out for your own body, and just be aware of how your body's reacting and listen to it. All right, I'm going back some older questions here. Should I start from the top? Let's see. Beans are a good protein. Beans, though, are actually mostly carbohydrates. There's definitely protein in beans, and you get the complete protein from the carbs and the rice together. But if I was gonna put them in a category, I'd put them in the carbohydrate category, because that's what makes up most of the calories. Appreciate the love, guys. All right. Sweet. Awesome. Happy birthday, Nika. Oh, man, you got me. You got me good. Combination body type. What jump rope do you use? I use the cross rope, jumpropedudes.com / crossrope.com. Trying to get your guys' comments back up. Crossrope.com /jumpropedudes. And then you can use the code do the thing for 10% off. All right. So how do you get motivated when you're first starting off and you're trying to like gain momentum? I would say just start small. Like just try to get one day. Do it one day at a time. Just try to get one day of eating the right amount of food for your body. Because I think what gets scary is thinking that you have to figure this calorie and macronutrient and nutrition stuff out all right now in this moment. You don't, okay? It's a process, it's a journey you gotta learn, okay? I'll be honest, I don't even count my calories and macronutrients anymore, because I did it for so many years, and now I have the awareness that, oh, okay, that is this amount of food. Like that's how much food my body needs per day. And that's where we wanna get you. But it just starts with being consistent one day at a time, of just being like, okay, I'm gonna try to eat the right amount of food for my body, I'm gonna see how this feels, and I'm gonna gain the awareness to understanding what I need to really be satiated and to be able to function in this world and to feel good. All right. Keep dropping your questions, guys. Is coffee good before training? Coffee's great. Yeah, it's good. I drink a cup of coffee every morning, basically. What are the best things to snack on? I mean, real food, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beef jerky. I would eat all those kinds of things. You get really hungry in the evenings. I think eating like substantial portions of protein is definitely going to help you decrease your hunger. I think that makes you feel more full. Yeah, but if you guys want to ask me, like, I hope I was very, very clear about just explaining the fact that like it's not about eating the right foods always. Like, of course, we want to eat real food, right? Real 70% of the time. BS the other 30% of the time. So don't get so hung up on specific foods. Just start to figure out what are different carbohydrates, what are fats, and what are proteins, and start to work them into your diet. Just pick the ones that you like to eat. So you just asked about the calorie deficit. The answer is our calculator. It tells you exactly how much you should be eating. I hope you're new on this live asking me, is a high carb diet bad for you? Because I explained that carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are all equally necessary for your body, for you to function, for you to do well, for you to thrive in this world. All right, they all serve their purpose. So no more villainizing different food groups, okay? Just try to eat real food as much as you can. Honestly, guys, a lot of this stuff is common sense. If you really think about it, it's like drink lots of water because your body is made up of 70+% of water. So that's why we drink so much water, because we need it, because we are water. Eat real foods, right? Because this is like stuff like we're real food, right? Someone's gonna eat us. We come from the earth. We're not like something that's made in a lab. So eat fruits, eat vegetables, eat meat or don't, depending on what you believe in. But most importantly, just like be conscious of eating things that you know are going to feed your body nutrients and fill you with things that are gonna be better for you to build a more healthy life. We all know processed food is not the best for us, and that's why we just have this 30% bucket. We put the shit in there and we eat it once in a while, but focus mostly on the real food. All right. What's your opinion on apple cider vinegar? I think apple cider vinegar is the truth. Use it on my dog's rash. Use it to avoid getting sick. I think it's great. I'm not expert in it. I'm not really that into supplements, but apple cider vinegar is something that I think is very beneficial for me personally in my experience, but I can't speak for anyone else. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I think I covered everything I want to cover. Protein powder versus natural protein. Try to get, I would say, I'm not calling protein BS, but try to get 70% from meat if you can, 30% from protein shakes, protein cookies, things like that. Things are a little more naughty. Appreciate you guys bearing with me, by the way, while I went and got my calculator. That was a little bit stressful for me, to be completely honest. I was like, what? Why isn't this pulling up? We got through it together, though. Would you ever consider trying out a vegan diet? I actually did. I was vegan for 3 weeks, and then I didn't really like my body composition, just because it was so hard to get as much protein as I wanted. So I decided to be selfish and kill animals and continue eating meat. Very aware of what I'm doing. I think that people who don't kill animals, it's really nice of you. I just feel better when I eat meat, so I keep doing it. All right, guys, that is all for the nutrition event today. Thank you so much for attending. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Thank you so much for attending, and I'll see y'all who are in the challenge in there.